Were you shocked that he murdered his entire family? Listen, I'm going to be respectful of your time. We did talk about not really speaking ill of the dead, but I need you to weigh in on Chris Benoit. What was your experience with Chris Benoit? Were you shocked that he murdered his entire family?
Absolutely.
And the last thing I will ask you, what do you have to say to the fans that continue to defend him and say that he actually didn't do it and that Kevin Sullivan murdered that family?
I mean, we can all wish, but that's from a law enforcement standpoint, he did it. I mean, it is painfully obvious if you dig into it, he did it. My relationship with Chris Benoit was great. We still talked on the phone, but even I could tell it did. I'm telling you what did it when Eddie died. When Eddie died, he was a totally changed person. When Eddie died, he went off the edge. And I remember I'd been gone for a year or two, and I was actually going to a show somewhere or going somewhere. And Umaga called me and said, "Hey," because we'd been in Japan together, and he just went back, and he said, "Hey, man, is Sherry, my wife, is Sherry?" He said, "You at home?" I said, "No." He said, "Sherry at home?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Turn it on the news in Atlanta." I said, "Why?" He said, "Somebody just murdered Chris and his whole family." And I said, "What?" I called my wife. She said, "Yeah, Barry, it's true." So I went that night and I sat down, and like most everybody, I watched Raw that night, and I ain't gonna lie, man, I had tears in my eyes because this was a guy that I talked to outside. We called each other outside the business. I knew that after Eddie, I knew he was struggling. And then, but no, I didn't expect. I think we try to overanalyze stuff. Something there is a such thing as college is just losing it, going off the deep end. I don't know what happened that day. I don't know. So I think it just the wheels came off of it, and he snapped and lost it. That's the only way I know to explain. I mean, there's such thing as just people going crazy. I think he was at that point, and that was the breaking point, and he broke. And once he saw what he done, he just couldn't live with it.